about this afternoon is something that is very sensitive. We have to be sensitive to it because we're designers. We have to be very in terms of what we do. Dapat sensitive kaning what I'm about to talk about. So kaya ayaw mo ka shock kung or namoy react lang yun because mas ganahan ko interactive ang talk. So what I'm about to present to you is this topic. Is society headed for the right direction? Bitaw ka na ang topic. So, icebreaker.
Joke.
Icebreaker kay mga wag tang tense. What I'm really going to talk about is kanang dear dyan na siya sa ako ang kumbaga hidden wag. It's something that I enjoy looking at kung sa internet, enjoy reading about it. So this is it. Mag-start na yun. Dili ka itong ganina sa YouTube.
You enjoy.
So, this is something for me is one of the best products na I came across with, which is the MacBook Pro. Now, why am I saying for me it's one of the best? Because I saw how Apple unveiled it, how they make videos of it, and you can see the details they put into the product, the details in how they made this unibody design, keyboard, the backlighting, and everything, including the screen. So it takes a lot of you as designers, you would take an interest in how they do it, how they come up with such designs. So we as designers, makaingon ta na we appreciate lots of good designs. Kumbaga, kung we see something, then we sometimes say that this is such a good design. But kita as designers, kung kita na mo make sa design, we try to ask the question, how will I make my design good? So, kumbaga subjective because maybe sometimes what is good for us may not be good for others. So, my topic this afternoon is all about design and what makes a good design, well, good. So, muna siya akong topic. So, to begin with, ato lang tagamay sa history. Now, of all the designers kago na akong admire is Johnny Ive of Apple. Now, currently, he became the, I think he's already the chief designer in Apple. Recently lang, bago ra kay Sona, he's the vice president. Currently, he's already the chief designer. So, what I like about Johnny Ive is, in the products he make, he takes all the little details into account, and for him, it's already from down to the screws of the computers to the design of the whole thing. Yun na i-take into consideration. So, na interested ko on what made him, kumbaga si Johnny Ive. So, while I was reading about his history, ang Apple products was compared to a company in the late 1970s, in the 70s, which was Brown, I don't know how to pronounce it, Brown or something. It's a Germany electronics company. So, some of the Apple products were compared to Brown. So, I looked into who is kanang designer at that time. So, I came across this guy. His name is Dieter Rams. There his birthday and age. So this one is he is one of the designers who inspired Johnny Ive. So kaya kanya of who Johnny Ive is today, he's a part of it. So Dieter Rams he was born in Wisp, Germany. Then in 1955, he was employed by Braun, a German consumer electronics manufacturer, as an architect and interior designer. But he emerged as one of the most
good design.
So he emerged as one of the most influential industrial designers in the late 20th century by defining an elegant, legible yet rigorous visual language for his product. So he's an architect and interior designer, but he was more known as an industrial designer because he became one of the designers of many Braun products. So while coming across him, this always comes out, these 10 principles of good design. So what I'm about to share to you this afternoon is these 10 principles of design. So free ra mo kung if you think nga dili siya or sakto or sa, so go ahead.
Hindi siya applicable today.
So we are 10 principles of good design. So on first one is good design is innovative. So that's one of his products. So innovation, good design is innovative, which means the possibilities of innovation are not by any means exhausted. So for him, technology is always is always offering new opportunities for innovative design. So they come in tandem. It cannot be innovation would come first because kumbaga kung technology paves the way for new innovations and it would always open a path, new paths. So for him it always works in tandem. So that is the first principle that Dieter presents. So but innovative design always develops in tandem with innovative technology and can never be an end in itself. So that's what he stated. The next one is good design makes a product useful. So what unsay gamit sa aesthetically nindot kay mong product but it's thoroughly useless, like you bought a computer that's super high tech to look at but barely runs any program. So bisag unsa pa nakanindot makaingon ka nindot tanaw ng product, hindi siya mo work medyo pati na yun ang computer ay ngana. So mo na yang second principle. So the third one is good design is aesthetic. So kani said, don't you wonder why most people na kung mo mention kag Apple, it's always like meaning kang elegant or it's for sophisticated because they made their products like that people will love. It's always in their genes. They have to make products that the people would love. People would love to bring along with them, would love to use them because they look good. They make the user kind of feel more better about themselves. So the aesthetic quality of a product is integral to its usefulness because products we use every day affect our person and our well-being. But only well-executed objects can be beautiful. So, then the next one is good design makes a product understandable. So it clarifies the product structure. Better still, it can make the product top. Simply put it, at best, it is self-explanatory. So, kani siya murag, for him, nga, once the product is there, you can already use it immediately. You are familiar with it already. Kung unsa man gani kanang user-friendly ba siya. Kanang you don't have to fumble many weeks or hours nga trying to just turn it on, but it's easily nga magamit siya ni mo dayon. So that is part of good design for him.
Intuitive.
The next one is unobtrusive. Products fulfilling a purpose are like tools. They are neither decorative objects nor works of art. Their design should therefore be both neutral and restrained to leave room for the user's self-expression. Sorry, self-expression. Long. Pero I researched about what is unobtrusive, so which means na ang product itself, di siya mo catch yung attention for itself ba. Kung unsa man gani mo siya compliment mo siya sa user, nga na siya nga because for him kung decorative ang object, it catches the attention immediately ba. For him, it should not be like that. It should always complement who uses the product because masagod siya kanang industrial designer. He makes products for the people. So it should always complement who is using it.
Or generic, but then not being a generic.
Which is, we would come to the next point. Honest. A good design is honest. It does not make a product more innovative, powerful, or valuable than it really is. It does not attempt to manipulate the consumer with promises that cannot be kept. So, kana siya nga, for example, if you say nga, it is a laptop, you can't say nga, the laptop can take you to work. Or nga, it's not mo promise ka nga, this laptop can bring you to work. No, it has to be kanang, kung calculator siya, iyang ganan is calculator siya. Bring out the qualities of a great calculator. Good design is long-lasting. So, this is what John was saying a while ago now. Qualities of a good design is long-lasting. It avoids being fashionable and therefore never appears antiquated. Unlike fashionable design, it lasts many years even in today's throwaway society. So, until kagon murag, I think ang for me no, in terms of car, I like the design of kanang Porsche. Even though nga more high-tech na kayo, but it retains that certain quality nga, you can say nga, it's really Porsche. So, this is kanang one of the qualities of a great design, of a good design. So, kapila. Good design is thorough down to the last detail. So, I think kita tayo makarelate ani because it's part of our work. If anything happens, liable ta because if you think about it, an aircraft or kanang Airbus, if one screw failed in the middle of the air mo, crash yun ang Airbus. So, kita as designers, we have that responsibility to be thorough even to the tiniest detail. Okay, if you think about it, kanang for example, screw sa plane, grabe kay research sila na withstand siya sa katong pressure nga nasa ibabaw sa sky. So, ang last one is akong favorite. Ay, di pa din yung last. Ay, sige. Kanin, I think most of the people or designers nowadays are pushing this. Yeah, we have to be environmentally friendly because this was written about almost 40 years ago, and he already thought of it, which was kung atong i-talk about ng condition sa una o karon mas worse pa ang karon, but he already knew what was going to happen, and he pushed this nga dapat good design is environmentally friendly because design makes an important contribution to the preservation of the environment. It conserves resources and minimizes Bali. Amo ba?
Ano, hindi lang mo sa visa.
So then, throughout, it minimizes physical and visual pollution throughout the life cycle of the product. And the last one is, good design is as little design as possible. So for me, kani more, so come down ni sa personal taste, because for me nga, I love designs nga delicate agag arte baka na. For me, it's distracting ang good nga you have those, for example, kung sa balay lang ka ng mga Victorian or ka ng mga Victorian housing nga dagang kay molding or something, para na mo headache ba kay you have to, your eyes mong good would take in all the details at the same time. So muna for me nga murag makalabad siya sa o ba. Muna I appreciate design nga for what they are nga. If unsa na wall to ceiling, then wall to ceiling, wala na yung murag dagag arte ba nga unsa then. If it is table na, I would love to see it as a table nga dili siya murag lion or something. I kanang muna siyang one of the qualities nga gingon ni Dieter. Then he has a quotation that is like Mies van der Rohe, which is less is more, but his is less but better, because it concentrates on the essential aspects and the products are not burdened with non-essentials. Then back to purity, back to simplicity, which is, I think, the last statement is what really Johnny Ive always emphasizes when he talks about a new Apple product. Na it's because of its simplicity of a product. He said na getting there is the most complex process because you have to take down the product to its simplest form. There's a lot of process of elimination to be done ba. So yun siya nga munang lisod in achieving this one, simplicity. So moto siya ang 10 principles. So good design is innovative, good design makes a product useful, good design is aesthetic, makes a product understandable, honest, unobtrusive, long-lasting, thorough down to the last detail, environmentally friendly, and as little design as possible. So here's a quote from Johnny Ive. I think there's a profound and enduring beauty in simplicity, in clarity, in efficiency. True simplicity is derived from so much more than just the absence of clutter and ornamentation. It's about bringing order to complexity. So, gusto na sa mga nindot na lingon ni Johnny Ive in terms of design. So, ito siya po ang art.